Tonight, Kevin enters Last Chance Kitchen.
I'm still gonna fight to try to win this whole thing. Gotta go quick, gotta go quick.
After feeling the pain of a failed restaurant,
Nothing to me stood out remarkably.
and falling on a sword,
I believe that the faults that we made today land firmly on my shoulders.
Kevin, please pack your knives and go.
he is fired up to reclaim a spot in the competition.
I have to stay very focused on my mission here.
But he will have to get through Nini, who is fiercely battling her way through the kitchen.
You still can do it.
Thank you, Chef. This one's gonna be a tough one, but I'm here to win.
With her sights set on the title of Top Chef.
Get out of my way!
This is Last Chance Kitchen, presented by BMW.
For me, I don't feel any negative emotion to the loss in Restaurant Wars. If anything, I feel privileged that I now have an opportunity to re-engage and re-energize and go back and fight again.
Hey, Kevin.
Tap.
Welcome to Last Chance Kitchen.
Here I am.
Here you are.
Hi, Nini.
Hi, Kevin.
You didn't expect to see him here, huh?
No.
No.
Bum, bum,
Got it.
bum.
This one's gonna be a tough one. If you've ever seen Kevin cook, he's a machine. But I'm here to win.
Nini just won her first battle against Eric, and I gotta say, she's been cooking amazing food since she's been here in Last Chance Kitchen, so she's doing really well. Kevin, you know, Restaurant Wars kind of was really tough on you. What happened there?
I think it started with just not exerting enough control over the concept.
Not one of these things that I ate dropped my jaw.
Nothing shines because there's so many warring flavors competing for your attention.
I believe that the faults that we made today land firmly on my shoulders, whether they were my dish that I executed or whether simply I did not step in and stop someone from doing something that perhaps they shouldn't have done.
So, I mean, if you had to redo that, would you exert more pressure and say, this is what you need to do?
I felt like it was the right thing to do given the circumstances, even though it ended up putting me here.
Got it. That dish you made, it really defined your restaurant. And again, the story was so good too because that dish was just about your memories as a young boy going to your grandmother's house and getting this dish. And do you think dishes like that are what made you become a chef or want to become a
They
chef?
absolutely are, exclusively.
All right, ready to get started? So let's welcome back Eric. Your goal is to not end up on that chair. That is the goal.
Eric, if I end up on that chair, am I sitting in your lap or are you sitting in mine?
No, there'll be other chairs.
Okay.
We'll add chairs as we
Hopefully
go.
there's another chair. Yeah. Hopefully there's another chair.
So talking about memories, you know, I don't tell the story a lot, but you know, as a kid, I used to go crabbing with my grandfather. And when I got home, at a very young age, probably 6 years old, my grandfather put a knife in my hand and said, "You're cleaning the fish. Take the shell off, clean out the gills, or the dead man's fingers, as we used to call them,
Yep.
And then put them into a marinara sauce." But this, as a young child, it made this impression on me that food brings people around the table. And that's what did it for me. So for this challenge, I want to go back to a memory of a dish that you loved as a kid and reimagine it to reflect the chef you are today.
This challenge, to a certain degree, does play to my strengths because the vast majority of my food is traditional food from the South. But Nini is a tough competitor. She obviously has a background in Vietnamese cuisine due to her upbringing, but also she grew up in New Orleans, so she does know her way around Southern food as well.
Nini, you going back to your Italian roots?
You know,
My Nona.
yeah. So you guys are clearly two different chefs with different backgrounds, and we stocked the pantry with as many items as we think you would need to come up with this challenge. You only have 30 minutes and your time starts now.
Get out of my way! I think that food and memories go hand in hand, just kind of like music. And one dish that I can't stop thinking about is a dish my mom makes me. It really reminds me of sitting down with my whole family and being a kid.
What did you want? That? I was gonna take that.
Shut up!
What'd you just pick up, Kev?
I swapped for trout, man.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I don't see any cabbage.
So, Kevin, what's your childhood memory?
Man, you know what? My family are big. They love to fish, they love to camp, they love to hunt. And so I'm thinking about when I was a little kid, we'd go to the mountains where my family's from, and we go fishing for trout.
Nice.
And then we just sort of pan-fry trout and serve it with whatever we brought with us in our backpack. And my favorite thing that we would serve it with is when we do fatback fried corn, and that's what's gonna go into this.
That sounds fantastic. Holy smokes.
The challenge comes in developing the nuance of flavor in a short amount of time. The first step to shortening that is simply not cooking a whole trout. Whole was the way that it would have been served in my memory. I'm gonna do a fillet because that shortens the cook time by at least a third.
What'd you just pull out, Kev?
I got fat back.
Nice.
And then if you want to cook like my granny, I mean,
Beautiful.
throw a little bit of MSG in that cream corn.
Beautiful.
My granny is a phenomenal cook and does in fact still cook every single day. I think that her seasoning isn't as sharp as it used to be, but by no means that her food is not delicious. It's always excellent.
Nini, what's your childhood memory?
My childhood memory is a dish that my mom makes for me, and it is chicken in a ginger and chili like glaze.
Nice.
When you eat braised meat with rice, there's not that much texture to it, and so I decide that I want to like fry it in a very southern style. So it's kind of my mixture of my New Orleans background as well as my Vietnamese background in one dish.
Is that red cabbage I see, Nini?
Yeah.
Nice.
Pickled cabbage is a thing that my grandmother makes a lot, and she'll make it for the whole family. She would put it in jars and like send you home with a jar of pickled cabbage.
She's really cool.
Eric, tell me a story. It'll calm me down.
So once upon a time, there were 3 chefs in the Last Chance kitchen, 2 of which were cooking for
I've
their
heard
lives.
this story, and I don't like it. It's supposed to not be a scary story, Eric.
Right, it's my bad, my bad. So I like to see, Nini, a lot of flavor.
Yeah. Yes, definitely lots of flavor.
Hey,
How's it going?
not too bad.
What are they doing over here? Anything good?
Smells like it.
Hey, Kev.
Hey, Chef, how are you?
Good. How's it going?
Pretty good, man.
What are you making?
I am making one of my favorite childhood memories. My family are big. They love going camping and fishing and hunting, and so one of the things we would do is go to the mountains where my family's from and go trout fishing.
Okay.
And we'd fry up the trout in ham grease or fat back.
Of course. And how are you modernizing it? How are you making this your own?
I like to do a one-sided just pan roast on the trout as opposed to my family would do whole trout, just chuck them in head on. I like to add an element of some sort of contrast. We never really did that, so I'm doing a quick sort of tomato salad.
What river was this?
We would go fishing the Chattooga.
Chattooga, okay.
Yeah, the Chattooga,
All
right
right.
in North Georgia. Yep.
All right.
I know you like to fish, man. Sometime, maybe on in the future.
I do. Anytime.
Great food can be food that's still connected to family and friends. I'd love for my hometown to be able to say that the winner of Top Chef is from Locust Grove.
Hi, Chef.
Hey, Nini, how you doing?
I'm good.
This is a dish who made this?
Originally, my mom, she always does this dish whenever I go home. It's ginger, chilies, like braised chicken, but I'm frying the chicken and glazing it with the glaze that my mom would normally braise the chicken in.
Got it.
I love to showcase the things that I ate growing up, and Vietnamese food is more than just pho and banh mi's.
Thanks, Chef.
Looks good.
I hope to really show that and make all my Vietnamese people proud.
What do you think?
They're both, I mean, clearly dishes that they grew up with.
Right.
The stories, if they all check out. We don't have time to verify it, so we'll have to go.
That's a good point.
Have to go on faith.
Yeah, right. Smells fantastic.
I think we're getting some good food here.
Yeah, it smells really good.
One minute, Chef, 1 minute.
Heard.
You scared me. I was like, no.
Kevin's dish looks beautiful, and I'm second guessing myself. Should I have cut the chicken a different way? It's pretty clunky, but I know the flavors are there, and I think that it's gonna taste really good.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time is up. All right.
Good job, chefs.
So, Nini, what do we have?
So here we have chicken and pickles. The traditional dish that my mom usually makes is braised chicken with ginger and fish sauce. Today I made a glaze of the braising liquid that she would normally make, and then I fried it very southern style.
Got it.
When I was a kid, this is a dish that I always ask for.
And why did you choose to fry it as opposed to braise it?
Because I wanted something different. I think that I've braised enough chicken in LCK, and I wanted to have my twist. And you know, I love making Southern food or New Orleans food, and I'm marrying both of them.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Kevin, what do we have?
So you have ham fat roasted trout served over fatback fried corn or cream corn with a little bit of tomato salad.
What brought you to fishing, camping?
Your story actually reminded me of a story from my childhood. Several times a year, we'd go fishing up in the mountains where my family is from. And it just, I don't know, it took me back. All of a sudden, I just, it was a light bulb in my head. And so that's why I made it.
There you go. Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Wow, these were two really good dishes. But I also love that you sort of went right back to your family, right back to your childhood, made these meaningful connections between food and what you do now. You know, Nini, I thought your dish was, it's a Nini dish. It had tons of flavor. Everything was just, you know, in balance. Maybe wish you choose a different vessel, because everything kind of got jammed in there. In eating this dish, I understand why it's a braised dish, because you don't get that flavor in there. So you get fried chicken and it's kind of crispy, but then you get the glaze on top. So you get glaze, but it doesn't get in the chicken. But again, really, I thought a fantastic tasting dish. You know, Kevin, again, love the story, love this idea of going camping out there in the woods, you know, making this dish, and clearly refined it. I doubt it ever looked like that.
It did not.
at the campsite. I thought the cook on the fish on one side was really nice. You got a good crispy piece of fish. The tomato piece was really nice and bright. It worked nicely almost as a sauce. Maybe you started plating a little too soon. The cream corn got a little cold, so it didn't have as much sort of aromatics, I guess, you want from a hot dish. But I thought, again, really strong dish. This was tough. The dish that I thought did a better job of connecting those ideas of childhood and flavor of the dish, but all around just maybe a slightly better dish. Kevin. Nini, I loved it, but there's a reason that dish is braised.
Yeah.
Whatever the glaze was on the top just got a little salty. What's hard is it's very easy to be seduced by heat and acid, but I thought the dish was a little out of balance. There was almost too much acid and too much salt. But it's been awesome tasting your food. Thanks.
Thank you, Chef.
I feel a little sad because it's like I would really love to win, but that's not the case.
Can I have a hug?
I suppose.
See you later.
See you later.
You know, Kevin still has a few people to knock out too before he could get back in, and it's anyone's game, and today wasn't mine. But I didn't burn anything, so like, to me, that's kind of a win.
Nice job, Kevin. I think you're gonna need this.
Y'all gonna let me put this back on?
Put that back on.
I want this. I want this return. I want to keep this journey going
Because this is just one step closer to me accomplishing my real goal, which is to make sure that I find my way back into the fight for the win of Top Chef Season 17.
Nice job.
Thanks, sir.
Keep cooking like this. You'll go far. You got one more battle before the finals begin.
Okay.
See you next week.
Thanks, sir.
Good job, dude.
Appreciate it, man.
Good job.
Thanks, sir.